This way you will be having this first first floor total load, total WIXI, total WIY, and you can get center of mass for this first floor. Then same calculation you need to perform for second floor, right? And in second floor also there will be no change in the slab, correct? No change will be there in your slab calculation. So you can directly write the value of this 3 in this particular table. Then is there any change in beam?
No, ma'am.
No. But if any of your plan, see this is very general design or general plan we have considered where all the things are same. But sometimes if in your second floor, if some of the beam is having different cross section, or maybe some of the beams are not provided in that particular on that particular floor, then accordingly you need to make change in your this table. Fine. So here as first floor beams and second floor beams are same, so the changes are not there and you can directly write this loads over here. Then is there any change in column from your first floor to second floor?
No, ma'am.
No or yes?
No.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Huh. On second floor there is no change. Yes. So there is the same values you can obtain over here. In masonry wall is there any change? No. Right. So masonry wall will be also same. So here the total weight of your second floor is 4234, which is same as your first floor. Right. So this is about your WIXI, WIYI, and you can find center of mass. Then center of mass for each and every floor will remain same, because ultimately what you are doing, you are concentrating your full weight of your particular floor at one point, and that one point will be your geometrical point of your plan. So the short question, if it is asked, if any of the building is given 5 meter by 5 meter and equal distribution of columns and beams and slabs are provided, so without doing this calculation also you can identify that where will be your center of mass. ખ્યાલ આવ્યો? 3 meter by 3 meter no slab hoy and all four corners are having equal cross section of column, then what will be the center of mass for that particular building?
Center.
આવી રીતે પૂછું છું. If this 3 meter, sorry, this is not looking 3 meter. If this 3 meter by 3 meter plan is given where columns are provided equal cross section, columns are provided on this four floor, on this four corner, these are the beams and these are the slab, then without doing calculation also you will get your center of mass point at 1.5 meter. एक minute ना. Hello, lecture चालू ना. 1.5 meter, right? So if you do same this calculation that we have done in the Excel sheet, then you will get your center of mass as 1.5 meter, right? Where this mass value change, can anyone tell? Where this mass value, center of mass value and your uh, geometrical center will match with each other? Hmm? If you have this kind of irregular building, if it is this kind of irregular building, where you have this columns placed over here at each and every corner. Suppose બધી જ જગ્યાએ columns છે, right? But as this is irregular building, this will be center of mass will be at this point, right? And center of stiffness will be, if it is 2 meter and 3 meter, then you cannot easily identify where will be the center of mass, right? So in that case you need to perform this calculation that we have made in Excel sheet. So sometimes if it is regular building, if columns are placed at all four corners equally with same size, then the calculation will be easy. So you can match whether you have made correct calculation or not, right? So this is about second floor. Then third floor, is there any change in third floor from your first and second floor?
No, ma'am.
No,
There is
ma'am.
no change, right?
Same as sir.
Same adjustment. Now coming to terrace. Now coming to terrace, is there any change in slab for terrace?
Yes.
Yes, right. So
Mass
what is,
lab mass.
yes, there will be change. I will showing you that where will be the change. Here in the calculation, in the criteria of live load, it is given that for calculation of design seismic forces of building, imposed load on roof need not to be considered. So there will be no live load on the roof. So you don't have to consider live load value on the roof when you are doing seismic forces calculation, right? And that's why in this sheet the live load value I have taken as 0. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, this is your top floor. So top floor live load value will be 0. So don't consider live load over here. So that live load value will be 0. Is there any change in beam? No. Change in column?
Yes.
Yes. There will be change in column, that is 1.5, as I have explained in one of the sheet, that yes, at column 4 at level floor, the distribution will be only 1.5 meter, right? So that value is added over here. No change in masonry wall, so you can find this.
મેં મેસનરીમાં ચેન્જ થશે ને? Height.
Yes, masonry I have made change, 1.5 minus 0.40, right? So that also here 1.5 minus 0.40, right? So this way you can find top weight also, top floor weight also. Clear? Now if suppose
મેમ આ x ને y માં ચેન્જ નહીં થાય?
અહીંયા WIX and WYI
નીચે નીચેના બે છે તે.
અહીંયા
હા મેમ.
means X center of mass, Y center of mass.
યસ મેમ.
No, there
હાઈટ
will
ચેન્જ થાય ને?
if the height is changing, but you are concentrating all the loads at the center point. So as far as if the height will change and there is no change in your plan from bottom to top, so for each and every floor your center of mass will be at the center only, at geometrical center only. Whether you have considered 1.5 meter over here and 3 meter over here, you are making your load distributed throughout this floor.
ઓકે
Right.
મેમ.
So by changing this also you won't get any difference in your center of mass, because that value is depend on how you have placed your beam, column and slab throughout the building height. So if it is same, then at each and every floor your center of mass will remain same, right?
યસ મેમ, ગોટ ઇટ.
Okay. So this way you can find center of mass by making this type of table. If your build, okay, now I was talking about if your building is having shear wall. अगर बिल्डिंग में shear wall है. Now remember the shear wall function is to resist the lateral force only. So the shear force is provided where the resistance of so this is your shear wall, right? This way, right? So this shear wall is provided from bottom to top, from footing to top, right? And the shear wall which is provided in two ways in terms of, if this is your plan for building and if I want to provide one shear wall in between, so either I can provide shear wall this way like this, ये आपकी shear wall है. The orientation of shear wall is like this, right? Or in second option, the shear wall is placed like this. पता चल रहा है प्लेसिंग कैसे हुआ है?
Yes, ma'am.
The orientations are changed. ये यहाँ का ऐसा orientation है इसका, right? प्लान में और इसमें ये है orientation. So the purpose of providing shear wall is to resist the lateral force only, either wind load or earthquake load. It is not designed for taking the gravitational load. So the importance of shear wall is where the resistance of the particular building, or you can say where there is a requirement of taking the lateral force in that, in the strong direction of shear wall. Now what is strong direction of shear wall? If you have placed your shear wall like this, यहाँ पे, this is the placement of shear wall over here. This is the cross section, right? Now if you take moment of inertia of this shear wall, right? So the moment of inertia which of Ixx and Iyy you will get. Moment of inertia is strength of that material in that particular direction. So from this, which moment of inertia is more, Ixx or Iyy? Ixx, rectangle Ixx is 1 by 12 BD cube. This is your B, this is your D. So moment of inertia in Ixx will be more, right? So and in Iyy it is less. So you need to place shear wall in such a direction. Suppose तुम्हारे x direction में, if it is x direction, and if you want to resist lateral force in x direction more, then you need to place your stronger side of shear wall in that direction only, right? And બીજી એક place છે આ રીતે, like this. Now if you have placed your shear wall like this, then this is your Ixx, this will be your Iyy. So by providing shear wall in this manner, the Iyy will be more and Ixx will be less. So shear wall will be strong in one direction only, and it will give resistance in one direction only compared to other direction. So that we will see at the time of center of stiffness calculation. ये टाइम में હું તમને बताઈશ the effect of stronger direction for the shear wall in one direction only, right? So whether you have provided this direction or this direction, the shear wall will give only the strength in one direction, and other direction there will be no resistance. એટલે તમારે જ્યારે તમે shear wall નું orientation check કરો, in that case you need to see by that in which direction the force is acting. If force is acting in this direction, then this will be the stronger direction or stronger orientation for this shear wall. And if your load is in this direction, EQX, and this is EQY. તો EQX હશે તો આ એની સ્ટ્રોંગ ડાયરેક્શન છે. Right? And here this direction will be the stronger direction. So if it is EQY, then place your shear wall like this. હવે આ like this નો મતલબ શું? આ શું છે shear wall માટે? This is the thickness of shear wall. Right? The shear wall આ રીતે હશે. Then what is this? What is this? Can anyone tell? Height of shear wall. Right? And what is this?
Length.
Length of shear wall. Right? Same way for this also. You have placed your wall like this. Right? Then this is your height. Not height, you can say the width. This is the thickness. And this will be the height. અને પણ આ height લઈ લો. This will be the width. Right? So here, this is called the in-plane resistance. Right? And if in this same orientation of shear wall, if EQ load અહીંયા હશે, EQY આ હશે, then this direction is known as out of plane direction. Right? The simple, if you want to understand, suppose આ રીતે તમારી wall મૂકી છે અને હું આ directionમાં force આપું, then this wall will topple down, bend થશે. But if I will give load in this direction, then this will not, or in this direction, then this will not topple down. Right? Are you able to see me? My video on રાખ્યો છે.
No, ma'am.
No? So this is earthquake tips. I hope you are knowing this. I wanted to show you this in-plane and out-of-plane behavior of wall, as it is masonry wall, but same is applicable for shear wall also. See this. This is one wall. Right. Now here So this is masonry wall, but suppose this is shear wall, then this one is height of shear wall, then this will be the thickness of shear wall, right, and this is the length of shear wall, right. Same is applicable over here also. Now see this is the placing of shear wall, ऐसा है placing. Now, as I explained earlier, earthquake load you are considering in three direction: x direction, y direction, and vertical. X and y are the lateral direction, right? So, if you want to analyze this wall for EQX and EQY, if first I apply EQX, मतलब earthquake force or lateral force in x direction, then as the direction of x and the moment of inertia of this wall in x direction is more, then if you take cross section of this, यहाँ का अगर cross section लोगे तो ऐसा होगा. So moment of inertia in this direction will be more. Then this is called the in plane resistance. Your building will push in plane of the wall, right? Due to this earthquake force, this will push. This will not topple down. But in this same situation, now if the wall is placed like this, same orientation, same achhe, but now I am applying force in this direction, perpendicular to the plane of wall, perpendicular to the plane of wall. Now what will happen? The moment of inertia is less in this perpendicular direction. That's why this wall can easily topple down, right? So same you can do with your notebook also. Notebook ne pakdo ubbi, right? And if you apply parallel to the plane force, then that will resist, but if you apply perpendicular to the plane, then it will topple down, right? So in this direction, if the EQ force is in this direction, then this is called the in plane force or in plane resistance. Resist કરે છે, that's why it is called the in plane resistance, right? But if the force is in this direction, હવે હું આ directionમાં EQY આપું, then this is called the out of plane, because it is perpendicular to that. So out of plane, and due to this out of plane failure, uh, out of plane your wall can topple down. That's why it is known as out of plane failure. Out of plane failure, right? So if the wall is placed like this or like this, આ figure માં જુઓ, right? Depend on the inertia force or lateral force, you can identify that in that direction your wall is strong or weak, right? So अगर A wall ની વાત करें, wall A, so in wall A, can anyone tell me if the earthquake force is in this direction, whether that placing of this wall is strong wall, I mean behave like a strong wall or weak wall, if the EQ force is in this direction? EQX. Suppose આ રીતની વોલ મૂકી છે, right? અને force હું આ directionમાં consider કરું, then this wall will be strong wall or weak wall for this EQ?
Weak wall.
Huh?
Weak wall.
No, strong wall. Why strong wall? Because the direction of lateral force is parallel to the plane direction, right? આ રીતની વોલ મૂકી છે. Are you understanding? અમારો કેમેરો કેમ નથી ચાલતો? Otherwise I will show you with my notebook. આ રીતની વોલ મૂકી છે. હવે આ જ ડાયરેક્શનમાં હું ફોર્સ આપું તો એ ખાલી વોલને ધક્કો મારશે. That will push your wall. That will not topple down your wall. Parallel to the plane if you are making, then that will form the in plane resistance. But same way, as wall છે, same as red color. Now if I am applying force in this direction, now what will happen? This wall will topple down. A situation થશે, because the force is perpendicular to the plane, right? So same way the shear wall or masonry wall is strong in one direction and weak in other direction. That is depend on from where the earthquake force is acting. So some wall will be stronger in some direction and weak in some direction. Right. So અહીંયા હવે B wall જોવો તો B wall નું આ direction માં force આપીશ તો એ શું થશે topple down થઈ જશે. But if I am giving in this direction force, then that will resist. So this is same the situation for shear wall also. Shear wall is strong in its plane direction. In plane direction my strong hoy, out of plane direction my the wall will be weak. Right. So in this case you need to see that where the wall is provided. Now coming to this sheet, why I have shown this shear wall, because if in your building if shear wall is available, then how to calculate the load for shear wall. Again shear wall is the like masonry wall, density into volume. So density into cross section of shear wall into one of the parameter, right? So for shear wall the parameter that you need to multiply is height, right? And shear wall is reinforced concrete element, so density is 25 into thickness and into length. અહીંયા નથી તમને આપ્યું મારી એમાં નથી પ્લાનમાં, but if the length is 1.5 meter, length in terms of this length. Length means આ રીતની મૂકેલી હોય wall, તો length means this value. This is called the length. અને આમાં પણ મૂકેલી હોય આ રીતે આડી મૂકી હોય, so this is length, right? So you need to multiply length and the same calculation self weight જેટલી wall આપી હોય. Then height, again what about height of shear wall? That also distributed half above and half below, right? So same way જે તમે column માં calculation કરો, same height calculation is applicable for shear wall also. So here in this if the shear wall is available, then height of shear wall for first floor will be 3 meter, second is 3 meter, third is 3 meter and fourth is 1.5 meter, right? So this way you need to perform this thing. Now what next? Next is the, now how this you can make this. Now we have discussed about this how to find base shear. How to find base shear? W into H. Now we have this W, seismic weight of building. How to find seismic weight of building? Now you can find seismic weight of building from your Excel sheet. Seismic weight of building is equal to seismic weight of 4 floors are available. So seismic weight of first floor plus second floor plus third floor plus roof. બધાનું addition કરો, right? So you have seismic weight of all these 4 floor, 4234 plus 4234 plus 4234 and terrace is 3004, right? So if you add all this you will get seismic weight, total seismic weight of your building is 15708.29. 15708.29. 15,708.29, and this will be in kilonewton, and this is how you can find your capital W. 15,708.29. Right, now we wanted to find BB, that is base shear. So base shear is equal to AH into W. Now AH you have, now you are going to find this. W you have, now you are going to find this AH. So AH equation is Z by 2 I by R SA by G. Do we have discussed all this term in detail? From where you are going to take this value Z, I, R, SA?
Yes.
Right. Okay. The very first is Z. What is Z? Zone factor. Right. What is Z? Zone factor. Now, directly zone factor value is given or not?
Zone 3 थे मैम, मतलब 0.16 आवશે.
Zone 3. Okay. So 0.16. Okay. 0.16 for zone 3. Right. Now coming to I. I is importance factor. I think it is directly given 1. Importance factor. Data માં આપ્યું છે?
Yes, ma'am.
હા 1.
ના 1 આપ્યું છે. Okay. Okay, so this 1 is given and zone 3 is given. Now coming to R, for R the OMRF building is given, so you can directly write R is equal to ક્યાંથી મળશે R? IS 1893. R is OMRF. Okay, OMRF table number 9. OMRF building, for OMRF steel reinforced concrete building, R value is 3. So you can write R is equal to 3. Now coming to this SA by G. For this SA by G, what you required?
Type of soil and structure.
Type of soil and natural time period of the structure. Right. So as it is not clearly mentioned what type of, I mean which parameter you can consider for time period of the structure, we will consider over here. This is bare moment resisting frame, our is OMRF building. So you can directly take this value to A is equal to 0.09 H upon under root D. So this is 0.09 TA, time period is equal to 0.09 H upon under root B. Right. Now, what is given for H? H is height of the building. So your height of total height of the building you need to consider. Now what is D? D is the base dimension of the building at the plinth level along the considered direction of earthquake shaking. Now this term is very important. Along the considered direction of earthquake shaking. Right. So this will make, this term actually will make your analysis whether you are finding earthquake force in X direction or earthquake force in Y direction, means lateral force in X direction, lateral force in Y direction. Right. So how you can identify this? This is given as along the considered direction of earthquake. Now what is meaning of this? Suppose this is your building. This is your building. Plan of the building, and suppose this is 4 meter and this one is 5 meter. Plan dimension of the slab is 4 meter by 5 meter, and here some columns are available. Right, for easiness, I am drawing only the circular column. Right, this type of columns are available. Here center में कोई column है for shear wall. Right, so this is your building and you are analyzing this building and you need to find out natural time period through this equation. Now h is height of the building. So suppose this building is G plus 3-story building. So 1, 2 and 3. Sorry, G plus 2 building. Right. So each this floor is 3 meter, 3 meter and 3 meter. So h will be 9 meter. Total height of the building. Now coming to D. D is said to be along the considered direction of earthquake. Means this time period of the structure will change depend on the direction of the earthquake. So if I am considering that I want to find time period of the structure in x direction. Time period of the structure in x direction means this is the sign convention for plan X and plan Y. Now time period of the structure in X direction means you are assuming that your earthquake force is acting in X direction. So this is my EQX, center of mass पर जे force लगे. So this is my EQX for X direction. This one is my sign convention. Now EQX is in this direction. Now I want to find this D value. So this equation will become 0.09 H upon under root D. Now what is D? D is along the considered direction of earthquake. My considered direction of earthquake is EQX. So if this direction of EQX is this and along the direction of consider earthquake, तो आने parallel जे dimension होय base dimension consider base dimension. तो આનું base dimension શું થશે? This 4 meter. Parallel to this force, whatever is the dimension of your plan of the building, that will become your D value. So easy way if you want to write, then if time period in x direction if you want, then D is the base dimension. Base dimension is 4 meter also. Base dimension is 5 meter also. But if this is your sign convention, then this is dx equal to 4 and this is dy equal to 4. X direction no base dimension is 4. Y direction base dimension is 4. And as per this definition, along the considered direction of earthquake, means if this is EQX, then 4 meter will be your calculated value. Right, so here what you need to do is 0.09, H value is 9 meter and under root of 4 you need to consider. And if DAY, time period in Y direction, means you are applying force in Y direction. So this is your EQY along the direction of earthquake, means you need to consider 0.09 H upon under root dy. So 5 meters. So 0.09 into 9 divided by under root 5. Is it clear? This definition is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So D is the plan dimension. Base dimension is 4 meter also, 5 meter also. But remember this equation. Time period in x direction, that will be dx. Time period in y direction, that will be dy. And this is our sign convention x and y. Now this time period will change if your base dimension in x and y direction is different. Clear? Your time period of the structure will change in x and y direction both if the base dimension in plan x and in plan y is different. But if in your case, as per your case, the base dimension, તમારું આ બિલ્ડિંગ છે, આનું base dimension શું કહેવાય? In x direction. - 7.5 plus 7.5 plus 7.5. So this is 22.5 and here it is 22.5. right? So here in your case, dx equal to dy equal to 22.5 મીટર. ખાલી સ્લેબ નહીં લેવાનો, આખા તમારા બિલ્ડિંગનો ડાયમેન્શન લેવાનો. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So in your case dx equal to dy equal to 22.5. So if the building is regular and if the dimension, base dimension of plan in both direction will remain same, then your time period of the structure in x and y direction both will remain same. That direct meaning is eqx and eqy, that is lateral force in x direction, base shear means VBX and VBY, or EQX and EQY both will remain same. ખ્યાલ આવ્યો?
હા.
રાઈટ, એટલે
Yes.
બેઝ ડાયમેન્શન જો તમારા x અને y માં સેમ હશે તો બિલ્ડિંગનો ટાઈમ પીરિયડ, if the building is moving in x direction, lateral force apply કરી અને બિલ્ડિંગ જો x direction માં મૂવ થાય અને બિલ્ડિંગ y direction માં મૂવ થાય, both the case the time period of that building will remain same, right? If possible, if not possible, એકાદ આપણી પાસે shake table છે, so I will make one video, in that we will be easily understand, though we have only unidirection shake table. So but if you have two direction shake table, then you can identify that for regular building the movement of the building in x direction and movement of the building in y direction both will remain same, right? એટલે આ રીતનું તમારું આ રીતનું સપોઝ બિલ્ડિંગ છે તો આ ડિરેક્શનમાં જે મૂવમેન્ટ થાય અને આ ડિરેક્શનમાં જે મૂવમેન્ટ થાય both will remain same, right? So what we will do over here, in our case you can write, as this is symmetrical, you can write x and time period in y direction, both is same, so 0.09 h upon under root d. What is your h value? Height of the building?
9.
9 meter?
No, ma'am.
Nah, I think 12 meter. 12 meter,
Square meter.
right? 12 meter. So 12, and what is your base dimension? 22.5. Chalo, find out time period in x and y both. If your plan dimension, base dimension is different, then this step you need to perform by two ways. And if you perform by two ways, then this will become VBX, and a second time karo ત્યારે this will be VBY. But here in our case, both these values are same, because this will make change in your SA by G value if your time period will change. Chalo, what is this TX and TAY? 0.09 H up
0.227.
0.227. So this is your time period of the structure in second. Means the full oscillation of your building in x direction and in y direction will take 0.22 second of time. Right, 0.22 second by a full cycle complete in x and y direction both. Now to get this SA by G value, you require to have your type of soil. So type is okay. It is not given over here, so we will consider as medium soil. If it is not given, I will consider this as type of soil as medium soil. Right. There are three type of soil: medium, steep and soft. I am considering medium soil, and this is 0.227. So depend on medium soil and 0.227, you need to open this table, this over here. This is your SA by G value. You need to see medium soil. This is equivalent static method માં જોવાનું, because we are dealing with static method. For medium soil, time period is 0.22 second. So which will lies in this range 0 to time period 0.22, 0.55. So your SA by G value is 2.5. So here you can write as your SA by G value 2.5. Put all this value in this equation and you can get your AH value. Chalo, AH value. Put Z as 0.16 divided by 2, 1 by 3 and 2.5, you will get AH. Horizontal acceleration coefficient.
0.067.
0.067.
67, yes.
Right. So this is your AH in X direction also. This is your AH in Y direction also. So if I want to find base shear, so base shear in X direction and base shear in Y direction will remain same as AH into W. You have capital W, you have AH, so you can find base shear. W is 15708. Chalo, find out this V, base shear. One five seven zero eight into 0.067.
1052.45.
5.025.
1052.45.
ફરીથી એકવાનો 1515.
Ma'am, 1052.
એક મિનિટ 105
2.
2.45.
0.45.
Okay, so this is my base shear value. This is my base shear of this building. Means my 4-story building, this is my 4-story building, and this 4-story building is facing lateral force, earthquake force as 1052.45. This is by line diagram. ખાલી લાઈન ડાયાગ્રામ એટલે બેઝ ઉપર આટલો ફોર્સ લાગે છે અર્થક્વેકનો, રાઈટ. એન્ડ 3D માં એટલે મીન્સ 3D not 3D, but if you are showing by X and Y direction both, like this, then this EQ force, this is VBX equal to 1052 kilonewton, right? And noting this, this is your building, 1 floor. Then if this is your center of mass point, and if This is your sign convention X and Y. Then this is your VBX and this is your VBY at center of mass. And same, this is for uh, base of the building. At base of the building, you can consider this force. Correct? Total weight, total base means આટલો lateral force તમારા building ઉપર લાગે છે. Lateral force at base of the building. Right. Now, this earthquake force or lateral force base, total base force is distributed to the number of floors available in your building. એટલે આ જે 1052.45 છે it actually કોણ લેશે? Your all floors will taken care these forces. તમે એવી ડિઝાઇન કરી હશે કે જે આટલો ફોર્સ લાગે છે એ ક્યાં ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટ થશે at each and every floor, because if you apply this 1052.45 your building will move like this. Right, means each and every floor will resist this 1052.45 in terms of distribution. Right, so next what you need to do is you need to distribute this base shear into corresponding floors. Right, so a distribution કેવી રીતે થાય? So for that again you need to open this IS 1893 and in this clause number 7.6.3, the design base shear, that is VB, shall be distributed along the height of the building and in plan at each floor level as below. So vertical distribution of base shear to different floor levels. Vertical distribution means like this, vertical distribution of base shear into the supporting floors, and that you can do by providing this equation. Right, this equation is QI. QI means the design lateral force of that particular floor. Means તમારું જે 1052 તો ફોર્સ લાગે છે. રાઈટ, તમે ડિઝાઇન એવી રીતે કરશો કે 1052 ફોર્સને રેઝિસ્ટ કરે એ રીતે તમે બીમની બિલ્ડિંગની ડિઝાઇન કરો છો. તો 1052 માંથી કેટલા પરસેન્ટેજ તમારું ફર્સ્ટ ફ્લોર લેશે, કેટલા પરસેન્ટેજ સેકન્ડ ફ્લોર, કેટલા પરસેન્ટેજ થર્ડ ફ્લોર એન્ડ કેટલા પરસેન્ટેજ ફોર્થ ફ્લોર, એ રીતે તમે આ ફોર્સને ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટ કરી અને દરેક ફ્લોરની ડિઝાઇન કરશો. રિમેમ્બર, ધીસ ઇઝ what we are doing is only the analysis part. Right, so જ્યારે તમે પર્ટિક્યુલર ફ્લોરના સ્લેબ કે બીમની ડિઝાઇન કરો એ ટાઈમે એ પર્ટિક્યુલર સ્લેબ કે બીમ ઉપર ઇક્યુ ફોર્સ કેટલું લેવું એના કેલ્ક્યુલેશન આપણે અત્યારે સ્ટાર્ટ કરીએ છીએ. This is the total base shear. This one is the total base shear. આટલો ફોર્સ લાગે છે. Now to resist this force on all supporting height of the building, you are distributing this 1052 on all these floors. બરાબર, અને પછી પણ distribution કરવાનું છે. So slowly we will see that part also. But remember one thing, this is base shear depend on the static analysis. Again depend on the in which the building is, I mean in which area the building is available, like zone, then importance factor, response reduction, all this together will form the EQ force in your building, and this EQ force will be resisted by each and every floor, and how the flow or this load is distributed to each and every floor, that we are doing. So the equation is QI is equal to WI HI square divided by summation of WI HI square whole this multiply this VB, means the distribution is from this VB force only, base shear only. Now what is this WI? WI stands for weight, seismic weight of that particular floor. HI means height of the floor. Right, Then this summation WIHI square means the weight into height square for each and every floor. So this if you want to do for first floor, so first floor no equation बनसे Q1, first floor means W1, seismic weight of first floor, height of the first floor square, divide by, now this is summation of WIHI square means W1 H1 square first floor plus W2 H2 square જેટલા પણ ફ્લોર હોય બધાનું calculation you need to make, and all this value will be multiplied with base shear VB, right? So here QI is design lateral force for ith floor, WI is seismic weight of floor, height from the base, height you need to measure from the base. How you can measure I will show you, and N is the number of stone, right? So likewise you can find or you can calculate that from this VB Q1, this type of Q2, Q3, Q4 means from 1052 Q1 load will be taken care by first floor, Q2 load will be taken care by second floor, then third floor, and that fourth floor. આ બધાનું એડિશન કરો તો તમને 1052 મળવું જોઈએ, because you have distributed this force into supporting height of the building. Now how to do that? For that again I'm opening my Excel sheet. This is the calculation of base shear. See this x direction, z value, y direction, z value is same, I is same, R is same, our time period is 0.227. So here I have written 0.23, both the side SA by G is same, right? So AH value is 0.0667, our value is also 0.0667, right? So total seismic weight is 15708. So VB is 1047.22 and our is also 10. Okay, this is somewhere if you
મેમ આમાં Q1 Q2 Q3 તો સેમ જ રહેશે ને?
no, that will change. I'm showing you that Q1 Q2 will change. We are not equally distributing to the force to the building, to all the floor. Equal distribution નથી કરતા, right? Maximum force will be at top, કેમ કે સૌથી વધારે ડિફ્લેક્શન જો ક્યાં થશે તમારા બિલ્ડિંગનું ટોપ ઉપર. કેન્ટિલીવર પોર્શન હોય તો મેક્સિમમ ડિફ્લેક્શન ક્યાં થાય? એટ ધ ફ્રી એન્ડ પર, રાઈટ? તો ફ્રી એન્ડ ઉપર અર્થક્વેક ફોર્સ વધારે લાગશે ટોપ પોર્શન. એમ તમે જેમ જેમ બિલ્ડિંગમાં નીચે આવતા જશો એમ એનો ઇક્યુ ફોર્સ રિડ્યુસ થતો જશે. ખ્યાલ આવે છે? ઇમેજ થાય છે? યોર બિલ્ડિંગ ઇઝ લાઈક અ કેન્ટિલીવર which is fixed at base and free at the top. Now if you are applying force at the fixed point, then free will be having the more deflection, means more behavior is getting for the free part. So more force is acting at the free part compared to the lower building, right? So we are not equally distributing our base shear, but we are distributing as per the height of the building. So how to do that? So this is, chalo kai વાંધો નહીં, 1047 છે ને અહીંયા 1052, that doesn't make any big difference in your calculation. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to write down first floor. You need to make this type of table. First you need to write down floor, then you need to write down HI, height column, WI column. Same આ equation છે એના જેવું જ table બનાવીએ છીએ આપણે. Then WI HI square column. Then we will take summation of WI HI square over here. So whatever this term WI HI square summation, that term is over here in this our table. This is right. Then first I am making column for this term WI HI square upon summation WI HI square. So आज आपको term છે એની मैं एक column बनाई દીધી છે. Getting my point? Right, and this term into VB. So again, Qi is equal to, see this equation, Wi Hi square upon summation Wi square into Vb. Now how to write this floor? First તમારે કયું લખવાનું? ટેરેસ, ટોપ થી સ્ટાર્ટ કરવાનું. So first is terrace, your topmost level, then third floor, then second floor, then first floor and ground floor. Got it? Or you can start with the bottom also if you consider ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor and terrace. Now ground floor is your ekdam bottom level, zero level. So height of the ground floor is 0. Then coming to first floor, what is height of first floor? 3 meter, right? And if you see this H, here it is written height of floor I measure from base, means all the height you need to measure from the base of the building, right? So over here second floor base થી કેટલા distance ઉપર છે? 6 meter. Got my point? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now coming to third floor. Third floor is 9 meter from the base. So here you need to write 9 meter. Then terrace. Terrace is 12 meter from the base. Base means from the ground surface. So here you have write 12 meter. Correct? Now coming to WI column. Ground floor. અહીંયાનું તો weight આપણે missing weight કર્યું. So weight is 0, missing weight, missing mass. Then first floor weight is 4234. So here I have written 4234. Second floor is also same, third floor is also same, and terrace is 3004. So 3004 I have written over here. Then calcima karo Wi into 12 square, you will get this value. Wi into 9 square, you will get this value. Wi into 6 square, you will get this value. Wi into 3 square, you will get this value. Then after this first terrace Wi square divide by this 962208. See this blue color cell divide by red color square. You will get this fraction value. And this fraction value, if you multiply with your VB, you will get Q value for each and every floor. See this, each and every Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 values are different. And where will be the maximum force, lateral force? Maximum lateral force will be at the top of the building. And that will reduce as soon as you are going towards the bottom. And this you can easily identify with this deflection behavior of the building. Right, as this is cantilever behavior, maximum force will be given to the or applied to the topmost floor and same as at the bottom. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to last check summation of all these 4-5 terms that must match with your 1047, your VB value. Then you can say that whatever calculation you have made, that is correct. Because ultimately you have distributed this 1047 into all floors. Now remember this thing, 1 meter આ શું લખ્યું છે? This 1 meter is height of parapet. Right, so don't get confused with this 1 meter. If it is not, it's okay. આપણે consider ના કરવું હોય તો અત્યારે રહેવા. So this 1 meter was height of the parapet. Parapet height નું weight તમારે consider કરવું હોય, then you need to consider parapet height weight into masonry wall. And in that masonry wall માં પણ ક્યાં parapet ક્યાં હોય? At the boundary. Right, તો જ્યારે boundary wall નું calculation કરતા હોવ ત્યારે જ તમારે parapet wall ની height full height consider કરી દેવાની. એટલે at the time of terrace calculation, here in 1.5 minus 0.40. સો જે 1.5 છે કઈ વોલ માટે કન્સિડર કરો? ઇન્ટિરિયર વોલ માટે 1.5 કન્સિડર કરવાનું. જ્યારે એક્સટિરિયર વોલનું વેટ ફાઇન્ડ કરો તો એક્સટિરિયર વોલમાં 1.5 પ્લસ 1 મીન્સ ટેરેસ જે પણ બાઉન્ડ્રી ઉપર હશે હાઇટ ઓફ પેરાફિટ વોલ, તો 1.5 પ્લસ 1 કરી દેવા એટલે 2.5 માઇનસ 0.4. ખ્યાલ આવ્યો? પેરાફિટ વોલ ખાલી એક્સટિરિયરમાં જ હોય, તો એક્સટિરિયર જે કોલમ છે એના ઉપર એનું વેટ ટ્રાન્સફર કરવાનું. ઇન્ટિરિયર વિલ રિમેન એઝ ઇટ ઇઝ. રાઈટ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
So this way you need to do this type of calculation, and this is called the distribution of base shear along the height of the building. Distribution of base shear along the height of the building. Right. Now for your practice purpose, just draw this figure. चलो फटाफट, I am giving you one plan. Draw this. This is shear wall. Column dimension 400 mm by 400. Column beams 250 mm by 400. Thickness of masonry. Thickness of masonry 120 mm. Right. Thickness of shear wall 150 mm. Length of shear wall 1.5 meter. Slab thickness 100 mm. Right. What you need to do is you need to find seismic weight of building. Now this building is, I am giving you very small example. So this building is of 2-story only, first floor and roof. Right, this is 4 meter, this is 3 meter. Right, so you need to find out seismic weight of building. You need to find out center of mass of this building. Obviously this will be 3 meter by 3 meter, but do calculate so that you get some practice for the calculation of center of mass for unequal shape of building also. You need to find out base shear. You need to find out distribution of base shear along the height of the building, and this one is your tutorial example from this chapter. This is your column. This is your shear wall. Shear wall is placed at a distance of 3 meter. Right. There are no internal beams, no internal wall. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Consider density of reinforced concrete as 25 kilonewton per meter cube, and masonry as 20 kilonewton per meter cube. Your building क्या लेवी છે? चलो building सूरत. Building is in Surat, right? Then type of building, school building, right? Then moment resisting frame building, then तो बाकी रहो type of soil, stiff soil. Type of soil, stiff soil. Anything left? Building Surat, type building is Surat, building is in Surat, type of the building is school building. Importance factor you will get response reduction from moment resisting frame, and type of soil is stiff soil. Building is reinforced concrete. Right, so this is your tutorial from this chapter. ચલો થઈ જશે.
હા મેમ થઈ જશે.
How
આ
much
એક જ
time?
કરવાનું ટ્યુટોરિયલમાં.
Yes. But this will be very long. જો આપણે જે મેં ક્લાસમાં પણ એક્ઝામ્પલ ચાલુ કર્યો છે, this is only the half portion. આના પછી હજુ બાકી છે center of stiffness, then distribution of જે તમે અત્યારે Q1, Q2, Q3 ફાઇન્ડ કર્યું છે ને, this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, આનું પણ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કરવાનું છે હજુ. એ લાસ્ટ સ્ટેપ થશે આપણું. અને આનું ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન ક્યાં કરીશું? ટુ લેટરલ રેઝિસ્ટિંગ એલિમેન્ટ. સો અપ ટુ દેટ, એટલે આખો એક્ઝામ્પલ જ્યાં સુધી અમારું ચેપ્ટર ના પતે એ સુધીના જેટલા પણ સ્ટેપ્સ છે દેટ યુ નીડ ટુ ઇન્કોર્પોરેટ ફોર યોર ટ્યુટોરિયલ પ્રોબ્લેમ ઓલ્સો. રાઈટ?
ઓકે મેમ.
And in exam, full design or full analysis will not come. The question will be asked like, find center of mass of this building, find center of stiffness of this building, find base shear of the building, right? Like this, the small portion of the example will be asked. Right? So start doing this when you will provide me this solution. In laboratory session,